Today is Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. This is the end of day review. We are here in the live trading room at Options Moneymaker, and we've been trading the adaptive entry system all day. The adaptive entry system consists of four primary signals: signals to go long, signals to go short. We're trading the NASDAQ 100 futures on a 5-minute chart. We use the 5-minute chart on NASDAQ 100 futures to help our trading community really understand how to properly trade the adaptive entry system signals. There are four primary signals. There's a consensus signal, there's a momentum signal, there's a trend bias signal, and there is a trend continuation, which is labeled as a T plus. Oh, there we go, trend continuation. So we have alpha character labels on the signals. We have visual vertical bars, green and red. Very, very simple system to trade. And we trade this from 8:45 a.m. Eastern to the end of the market day. We generally end our market day somewhere between 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock Eastern. So what we do then is we take all of our trades throughout the day, every single trade that we call out in the live trading room, and our traders in our community can follow along with us. We record the details of every single trade. Now the live trading room opens at 8:45 a.m., but we start each day. Erin starts her day by going back to 3 a.m. and actually recording the performance of every single signal. So we record the time of the signal, we record whether it was long or short, we record what time frame the chart was on. We're trading a 5-minute chart. Of course, this is all in the NASDAQ 100 futures. We're trading what the strategy was, whether it's momentum. We also trade fractals in there, trend bias, continuation, or consensus. And then we record the profit or loss in terms of points. Each 1 point on the NASDAQ 100 is worth $20. So a 10-point profit is a $200 profit per contract. We keep track of the drawdowns. We keep track of all the detail. And by having all that detail, we're then able to evaluate our daily profit or loss summary. And we have a purpose for doing this. There's a tool that we use called the Personal Trading Plan. Let me just drag this over here. So the Personal Trading Plan is an important tool that we've created for traders, which allows them to actually post their individual performance on a daily basis and have the Personal Trading Plan summarize for them what their average profit and loss performance is through all of the time, through all of the history that they've traded and entered their data. And then it will forecast for the trader what the based on that day, as of that day, what a 52-week income could possibly be based on their personal trading performance. So we'll come back to that in just a minute. There are three categories that we primarily track. When I say categories, listen, there's a large different, there's a number of different combinations that traders can take of the time of day that they trade, the signals that they trade. As I mentioned, there's four primary signals on the adaptive entry system. And then in addition to that, we also trade fractals. So there's really five signals. Well, one of the categories that we track is making an assumption that a trader might be starting at regular market session open and trading from 9:30 to noon, all of the signals, but not fractals, just all of the adaptive entry system signals. The other category, because we have a lot of traders that like to just follow the trend of the market, so the other category that we track is starting at 7 o'clock in the morning and trading until the end of the market day and only taking the trend signals as well as the trend continuation signals. And then the third category we track here, this is just something that's showing us what 7 to 4 all is, but we don't track that in a personal trading plan. The last category we just added recently at the beginning of 2021 is a reflection of the time of the live trading room. So we open our live trading room every day at 8:45 a.m. Eastern, and we close at the latest 4 o'clock. Generally, we're closing sometime between 3 and 4. And what we do is we track all four of the adaptive entry system signals and fractals during that period of time. So this period of time represents basically every signal that we're calling out to our trading community throughout the day. So we track those three categories, and on a daily basis, we summarize all the trade detail. So on Monday, for example, we had 10 points of profit in the 9:30 to noon category. It's $20 a point, so that's $200 of profit per contract. The next day we had 70 points of profit. Today we lost 10 points. So we're going to have wins and losses, and all we really care about is what the overall averages are. Before I even get to the personal training plan, I can see that since we started doing this tracking, which was 184 trading days ago, started tracking in this format, in this detailed tracking tool, 184 trading days ago, trading from 9:30 to noon with all of the profits and all the losses factored in is averaging 13.38 points a day. So that's just under 13 and a half points. That's about $270 a day per contract. 7 to 4 is averaging just over 21 points, 21 and a half points. And the 8:45 to 4 is averaging just under 44 points a day. So there are individual decisions that traders need to make. How long do I want to commit my trading time? What signals do I want to take? The most productive category is generally the 8:45 to 4, taking all the signals and the fractals, and it requires a little bit to learn how to effectively do that, and we're here to help you learn that in the live trading room. So what I do is I take these values then, and I'm going to put them into our personal trading plan so that we can see what the projected performance would be. So today we're down 10 points in the 9:30 to noon category. In the 7 to 4 trend bias only, we're down 36 points. We took 18 trades, and in the 8:45, we're up 35 points, and we took 32 trades. So now let me show you what we do with that information. So I'm going to pull up the personal trading plan. I've got 3 tabs here. This is the 9:30 to noon, this is the 7 to 4, and this is the 8:45 to 4. So in the 9:30 to noon, um, I already have Wednesday. I already have today plugged in. We actually had, was that correct? Let me just jump back there for a second here. It was minus 10. I had it listed as 0. So we had, we're down 10 points. And so we're gonna say 10 points. 10 points times $20 a point is minus $200. And one of the features of the personal trading plan is it will scale up to the proper number of contracts based on your account growth. So we are actually scaled up and capped at 3 contracts. So $200 per contract of loss times 3 is a minus $600. And let me just make sure I have the right. And we had 10 trades, and 10 trades is at 3 contracts per trade is 30 contracts. So I'll put 30 in there. Okay. And now we're going to go to the 7 to 4 category. 7 to 4 for today was down 36 points. So that's 36 times $20 a point. We're scaled up to 3 contracts times 3. It was a minus $2,160 today. And we had 18 trades. So 18 times 3 contracts per trade, 54 contracts, not 545. So 54 contracts. So that accounts for the cost of the trades. And then our last category that we're tracking, now we just started tracking this one in January of this year. We made 35 points. So 35 times $20 a point, $700. We're already scaled up to 3 contracts. So that was $2,100 of profit. And we did 32 trades at 3 contracts per trade. So that's 96 contracts that were traded today. I'm going to put 3 in here to lock in our contract. All right, so let's start with the 9:30 to noon. So we're going to go up to the top of the worksheet here. We have 35.6 weeks under our belt. That's what our history is. 35.6 weeks ago, we started tracking the performance in the 9:30 to noon category and plugging it into a personal trading plan. During that 35.6 weeks, there have been 62 losing days, and we have averaged on our winning days 21.38 points. We've averaged on our losing days 43.66. So our losing days are 43.66. Our winning days are 21.38. There's one thing, this is not a straight average of winning days and losing days. These averages also comprehend the number or frequency of losing days per week, or the number of winning days per 35.6 weeks. So it's a formula that really gives us a clear picture of what our run rate is. So we refer to that as the run rate. These are the averages that we have established. Now down here, we're going to use these two fields to forecast the rest of our 52-week personal trading plan. We're already 35.5 weeks through our 52-week plan. So how are we going to forecast going forward? We're going to forecast our profitable days to be aligned with what our actual profitable run rate is. So I'm going to change that to 21.38, and we're going to forecast our losing days to be aligned with what our average losing day is. Remember, that takes into account the frequency of losing days to number of weeks. So minus 43.06. Okay, so now we have our run rate. That's our history. Everything in blue that's highlighted in blue is our history. And we're correlating our go forward forecast to our history. We're capping out at 3 contracts. We won't allow our personal trading plan to grow beyond 3 contracts. I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. So based on our current run rate, based on using that same run rate projected forward for the balance of our 52 weeks, our 52-week income is currently projected to be $124,512 in this account. And this account started with $5,000. So we have a $5,000 starting balance of the account. We trade the adaptive entry system signals. We record our profit and loss performance every single day, and we let the personal trading plan then forecast for us what our income is likely to be over a 52-week period. So $124,512 is pretty reasonable, having started with $5,000, and you're committing 9:30 to noon to trade every day. In the 7 to 4 category, we have 7 to 4, but taking only the trend bias signals and the trend continuation signals. We started at the same time, this trading plan, and so we're 35.6 weeks in. We have 58 losing days. Our averages, taking into account the number of winning days and losing days per the weeks that are in our history, 28.36. So I'm going to change my go forward forecast to 28.36, and I'm going to change my losing day forecast to 41.16, so minus 41.16. We're still capped out at 3 contracts. That's a decision that we make. I can change that to whatever I want. I could put 10 contracts in there. The personal trading plan will tell me on a daily basis how many contracts I should be trading. It's all based on the balance of the account. Each contract that we trade requires a certain amount of margin. At the broker that we trade at, it's $500 of margin. We don't allow more than 10% of the balance of the account to be assigned to margin. So in order to trade 10 contracts, that would be $5,000. I need a $50,000 balance in the account. If I don't have $50,000, it won't scale up to 10 contracts. It might only scale to 9. So the tool, the personal trading plan tool, is built to help you scale your contracts if you choose to do that. This variable is adjustable by you. You can set it at 10%, you could set it at 5%, you could set it at whatever you choose. Either way, it's going to assist you in scaling the number of contracts that you choose to trade. Beyond that 10% limit or whatever you set it at, there's a just a ceiling that you might want to put in. For our demonstration purposes, we've used a 3 contract max. I could have 10 contracts in there. I could have 50 contracts in there. We wouldn't be scaled up to 50 yet because we don't have the balance in the account that would support that. So we leave it at 3. We think that's a very reasonable number. And based on our run rate for the last 35.6 weeks, inclusive of the frequency of losing and winning days per the number of weeks, we have a $218,794 forecast for our 52-week income. And that again was in an account that started with just $5,000. Now, the last category, we decided, since both of those other categories started in July of 2020, we wanted to start a new category at the beginning of a calendar year. So we started this one. This category started on January 4th. And so we now have 9.6 weeks in our history. We've had 13 losing days in 9.6 weeks. Our average winning day is 40.41. Our average losing day is 41.37. So it's the same process. I'm going to adjust my forecast to 40.41, and I'm going to adjust my losing day forecast to 41.37 minus 41.37. This is the process you go through every day. Now, most of you wouldn't have multiple different personal trading plans. You're generally choosing a time frame to trade. You're choosing what strategies you want to trade, and we can provide some guidance to you in that through our training, as well as the time that you could spend in the live trading room, kind of learning in real time along with us. But we are coding our performance in terms of dollars, the number of trades, which accounts then for commissions and fees, and we're evaluating based on the personal trading plan what our performance is, what our run rates are. We're using those run rates to forecast forward. We're choosing what we want to cap our contracts at, and all of that together is helping us understand what the forecasted 12-month income is. Now, in this case, we only have 9.6 weeks of a 52-week plan under our belt. Am I absolutely certain that we're going to hit $253,656? No. This is a process on a daily basis. Put yourself in the seat of a small business owner. Most of you know that I believe each of you are legitimately small business owners of a trading business, but you're going to have monthly financials or weekly financials in your small business. And you're going to evaluate what you're doing right, what you want to change. You're going to evaluate some of the challenges that you had. You're going to evaluate some of the surprise revenue flow that you had. All of that then is allowing you to say, well, what if all of these same plus and minus factors continued at the same rate for the rest of 12 months as a small business owner? You can get a pretty good idea of what your income is going to be. But there are going to be things 6 months from now, 3 months from now, 2 weeks from now that maybe are surprises for you. In our trading business, we may end up with more losing days. We may end up with fewer losing days. There's going to be variation. So it's important to update your personal trading plan on a daily basis. It's important then to translate your actual run rate performance into your forecast and then evaluate what your income is. So right now, this account started on January 4th, $5,000 is on a pace currently to possibly be at $353,656. I don't know whether that's going to improve. I don't know whether that's going to erode. It is what it is. I keep my eye on the 12-month horizon, and as long as the income that's being derived from that particular account, which is my personal trading business, this is each of you I'm speaking of, then I just have to decide whether or not I'm satisfied with that level of income. If I came back, for example, to the 9:30 to noon and said, well, I get that going from 5,000 to $124,512 is pretty darn good, but I'm feeling really comfortable and confident in my trading, I'm going to increase my contracts to 5 contracts for the rest of the 52-week period. And all of a sudden, I might add another $20,000 or so to my potential income. These are decisions that each of you can make. You make the decision because you own your personal trading business. So I'm going to put that back at 3. We have a range now depending on how long we've been trading and how much time we commit to trading each day in each of these accounts and the signals we're taking. Each of the 3 accounts started with $5,000, and we have a range of anywhere between 124,000 and 353,000. Any one of those numbers I think is pretty outstanding and a great representation of the adaptive entry system. We go through this every single day by calling out the detailed trades in the live trading room and helping you understand how to take advantage of it and how then to translate that information into your personal live trading plan. One of the other values of the or the personal trading plan is it gives you an idea of what your goal is. If you know that your goal to stay on pace to earn $200,000 is to hit 22 points every day, well, when you hit 22 points of profit, you can stop trading for the day. You know that you are on pace to hit a certain number. You can make a decision to stop, or you can continue to trade knowing that you could actually lose some or all of the 22 points, or that you could possibly gain additional points of profit. One of the problems with most traders is that they're very open-ended. They don't have a finite decision point as to when to stop trading. They don't know the answer to the question, when is enough enough? And what the personal trading plan does for you is it helps you understand when is enough enough. And if you've hit your goal for the day, stop trading, because you can look at your personal trading plan and know that by hitting my goal today, I know that I have one more day under my belt and I'm on pace, on target to hit a profit of X, income of X the um, for the day. So that's what this tool is all about, the combination of our tracking tool and the personal trading plan. Each of you, in my opinion, should have your own version of the personal trading plan. It's available on our website. It's available for each of you to download. And I think it's one of the most valuable tools you would ever want to trade. All right, so that's it. And thanks for listening in. Thanks for following along with us. Really appreciate being part of your trading success. We will be back again tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. Eastern in the live trading room.